Good morning, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I. Let's do hip hop this morning. Hip hop, hypocrisy, hip hop, 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 hop. Star Wars wipe. All right. The thing is that I feel like this. No. Here's the problem I've got. This juncture right here doesn't work quite right. I'm actually kind of thinking. Yeah, the way the screen's working out, I'm like in this frame. I'm in my own comic book. There we go. I was in my own comic book for a minute there. All right, so kind of looking through here, I'm wondering whether this needs to be 2 more pages down. So more like this. And then these two up here, they don't quite fit. Good morning, Cat. I mean, Jackson. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Slowly. It depends on how much I'm working on my scripting, apparently, as to how much brain power I can afford to this. Clearly. Names and stuff always were problems. Must be a Wednesday. I never had to hang at Wednesdays. All right, I think I'm going to move this here. Then give one space page here where we'll figure this out. And then I'll move this page over. Oh, man. This page goes here. And now I think I'm pretty happy with the spacing. Because this is going to be... I mean, what I did was I just literally transferred the scene that was between Cochran and Bennett and gave it to Navin and Mayrell. And that's where we are, for better or for worse. Can I... Now that I've had my opening scene, which is full of an exploding ship, so that should be good and dramatic to keep people like, whoa, what happened to that ship? And hopefully long enough that I can afford a 7-page scene between 2 characters before action of some sort occurs. And I kind of feel like then after this should be 2 short scenes. Something full of action and then back to where we are or something happening there. Trying to think of what I want to do there. Gotta move. I feel like I need to move back into action here for this sequence right here at 13 and 14. I feel very compelled. Although we've already hit the peak, these highlight colors are peaks, so we could actually just have one more scene that leads straight to action. How far away could it? It's starting to make me wonder how far away is. I already said that it was a long ways out. We knew it was a long ways out from where we are there. You know what we could do? We've had a couple of things. Kind of want to introduce my fighters. I did all of this work for this scene. This is exactly why I did all of this work. Okay, wait, how'd that happen? Okay, where are you? Oh, right there. I just need to delete these. Because they're taking up too much space. Okay. All right. So fighters might have had a pretty decent budget. So they can make the MT line in 2 hours or so. Maybe more like 7. I'll have to dink with this design to make sure I got it right, but this definitely means, though, that the thread is moving sideways. I know you're like, what? As this doesn't even make any sense to people, like normal people, normal human beings. However, if the approach corridor is here, and this would be where the Thomas Bregman was leaving the system, right in this front approach corridor, the thread has to come from Earth, which means this guy could be turned sideways, but we can't have the thread coming straight down the throat, if you will, of this approach corridor. So the thread went sideways. That's important. To nobody but me. I'm just saying, to nobody but me. Tis the way it is. Of course, I would think that thread's probably still bucking around. Like it's going back and forth and whipping. So it's probably doing damage all over the place, the alignment corridor. Okay, just so I know in my head where we're writing. I've always loved AWACS, and so I always do. I am routinely sticking radar dishes on top of spacecraft because I just love the way that AWACS look. UCS Thomas Bregman, this is Moment Search and Rescue. Do you read? Repeat. So we will put 4. Because somewhere along the line, Thomas Bregman had mail. So Moment has a definite need to make sure that the Thomas Bregman made the jump. And if they're not making a jump, they're going to send search and rescue out right away. Oh, that's all right. I'm apparently um, spewing random chatter. But since I'm writing a space opera, I guess random chatter is kind of part and parcel of the job. So, in a sad sort of statement, not really that sad, but yeah, kind of goes with it. Um, I have discovered that I really love McDonald's coffee. The thing about McDonald's coffee is that apparently they don't use a very acidic bean, which is something I'm really enjoying, the non-acidic coffee taste. Which is what I think Starbucks uses a very acidic bean, which is one of the reasons why I think people say that their coffee is always burned. Because I don't think it's burned so much as just really acidic. But McDonald's coffee has always been very nice and smooth. And since I drink my drink straight, I drink my tea straight, I drink my coffee straight, because I did that a long time ago. I got adjusted and acclimated to it. It was a brutal, brutal time. It was a time we don't talk about. Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's sad because, anytime we have to give McDonald's money. However, I did discover that they sell cans of their coffee, beans all crumbled up and everything, so you can put it in your coffee maker. And I bought some, and so this is my thing of McDonald's coffee that I brewed this morning. It was like $15 for a can, which is fine because I don't drink a lot of coffee. And so, but I mean, I can have my own coffee now, and I'm kind of fond of it. I mean, it's like, just brewed a pot of coffee downstairs. There's a pot sitting over there. I drink my coffee iced all the time, so I brew it and then I promptly take the pot off the burner and stick it on the stove, so it just sits there and cools down while we're having our show here. And then I can put fewer and fewer ice cubes in it as the day goes on. But I really like the smoothness of that coffee. Yes, and that's the thing. And I don't blame you or anything. I certainly don't have any. It's not one of those things like, well, you have to like coffee there, Jackson. You are no longer my friend. Ah, but a lavender latte sounds good. I'd try that. I'm gonna sneeze. I sneezed. Um, I didn't like coffee until my wife got me into it. You know what I mean? I wasn't a real coffee person. I didn't like coffee at all. And so it wasn't until I was in my late 30s, probably, before I started drinking coffee. And it was because my wife made this sudden connection one day and said, "You don't like hot cocoa, but you like chocolate milk." And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, maybe it's not the coffee you have a problem with. Maybe it's the temperature." And so we just poured coffee over ice and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And so that was just one of those things where it was like I just didn't know. Because you don't think about that. It's like you just know you don't particularly care for this thing. And it turns out that I just don't care for hot. It doesn't matter, I'll drink a lot of stuff as long as it's cold. So, like in the middle of the winter, here I am with my, frappuccino. Because I like mocha frappuccinos. They taste like chocolate. It's like I'm into this. But yeah, it's like, yeah, and that's the thing is that for purposes of weight, because I was gaining weight in the early 2000s, I'd started gaining weight. And so because of that, I forced myself to stop drinking soda and I transferred to iced tea with nothing in it. And it was like a brutal 6 months. But I was going through like 2 or 3 6 packs of soda. I think I was at one point in time, I was at a 6 pack a day of soda. And that was when I said, "This is ridiculous. This is way too much. You are way, way, way over the limit." And so, yeah, I switched to tea at that point in time and said, "That's it. I'm switching to tea, and this is going to be brutal, and you're going to hate it, but you're going to force yourself to do it." And now I just am perfectly content with tea. But the interesting thing was it made a corollary. I can drink coffee too, straight, because I'm already acclimated and I like the nuance. But I think I have discovered why I don't like Starbucks coffee that much, and it's because it's just freaking acidic. And this is that a cabia bean or AC, I don't know, something that starts with an A and a C bean. But I was looking it up because I was like, man, why is it the McDonald's Cokes taste really good and their stupid coffee also tastes really good? What are those McDonald's people doing? And yeah, right? 6 a day. Can you imagine? That was just brutal. And I looked it up online and they were like, well, they used, Acabia beans or Acabia beans. I don't remember what it was called, but, and they're like, which are markedly less acidic than the normal coffee bean. And I'm like, So then I found out I could order that online and I ordered me a can. And then after I'd ordered a can, I'm still on that same can. That was a couple of weeks ago. After I ordered that can, I now discovered that you can buy the cans at King Soopers just down the street. So I'm like, well, there you go. So now I have my coffee for when I want coffee. I don't drink coffee every morning. I just drink coffee. I right now I feel like I'm drinking more coffee more mornings only because I've got so much to do. Because I'm trying to get all of the digitizing done and everything. Yeah. Soda pop is one of those things that, I mean, now, and the best part about it is today, I now have the ability to drink one Coke every 2, 3 months, 4 months on the outside. I just don't really feel the urge to drink it as much anymore, but I like drinking it when I do. So I'll actually have a real honest to good. I don't like the diet drinks. I don't trust. I'm a kid of the 80s. We had, here's this new diet drink full of this chemical. 2 months later, this chemical causes cancer. Here's this new diet drink with this chemical. 2 months later, this chemical causes cancer. Here's this new. So I now don't trust anything diet. If I'm going to drink a Coke, I'm going to drink a Coke, a real honest to goodness, just as it is, So, but I don't drink it very often, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, exactly. And it really just kind of comes down to, do I feel like I want a Coke today? I might feel like I want a Coke today. Like today, I don't feel like I need a Coke. You know what? These search and rescue guys would probably be carrying around a runny debit, an NPV. Well, what do you do if you find somebody out here? So we should put an NPV out here too. Sorry, NPV suddenly occurred to me that we'd have an NPV going with these guys. Because, like I said, what do you do if you find somebody out here? There we go, NPV. I like the fact that my NPVs have T-tops. I'm just saying. I think all spaceships should have T-tops. I'm just kind of saying, just saying. Right? Oh, Yuki no Yado. That's one of those other things, man. The Japanese have this way of just tweaking something just a little bit to make it just a little bit cooler. Even their own stuff. These guys are not jump capable. Man, it would have been hard though. It would have been like a 6-hour flight out there. Although, there is one of those beauties of relativistic travel. It's a 6-hour flight out there, but they would have only experienced about 3.5, 4 hours. Just saying. You don't have to sit in the seat for so long, There'd be like a ball thrower too. I feel like there'd be a hopper ship. I mean, thinking this through, you'd have a search and rescue ship, which is just a hopper, and it just carries things like fighters, just carries the fighters. We don't have to show it here, but I think fighters should be extraordinarily short range. And so, even though these guys are out here, they should have jumped in with a hop ship. I feel like this needs to be one panel or one page over. Starting my build up to there we go. We'll figure out something to go here. This ship, this fighter is. I'm gonna fight. Well, you know what? Keep running your scene. Come back to what the fighter's doing later. All right. Oh, maybe I move it back. Because now I'm like, well, maybe I can come up with an idea that works. There's my Hikigoma right there, just so you know. Although I put it now, of course, in the wrong place, but that's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there.